Yo, what's going down, everybody? It is straight out of Boston here, aka the King of Boston. Today we're back for episode 19 of my Philadelphia Phillies franchise here on MLB 15 the show. And today we are wrapping up season number 2. This is going to be the last regular season episode for season number 2. We're taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates, a team battling for playoff contention. They come in at 87 and 72. We are the exact opposite, 72 and 78. So take a look at their lineup. Pretty familiar names there. One guy who is on this team but is not starting, but you will see later in the episode as he'll get double switched into the game later, is Ian Desmond. They actually signed Ian Desmond in the offseason to be their starting shortstop, which now makes sense why they wanted to trade Jung Ho Kong earlier in the season. I'm not sure if they actually ended up moving him or not. But they got Jordy Mercer starting at shortstop today. So Matt Harrison's on the mound for the Phillies, and he's going to give up a 2-run bomb to Josh Harrison here in the first inning to get things started for the Pittsburgh Pirates after a strikeout of the leadoff man Gregory Polanco. Andrew McCutchen reached base, and then Josh Harrison did the rest, going yard. And that would give the Pirates a 2-0 lead here as we head into the bottom of the first inning. Take a look at the Phillies lineup. No Dom Brown. He suffered an injury, so he's out for the rest of the season. It was only a 1 month, or it was like a 4 to 5 week injury or whatever, but because we are close to the end of the season, he will be out for the remainder of it. So Odubel Herrera up. He's going to start things out with a strikeout on the high fastball from Tyler Glasnow, one of the top pitching prospects in baseball, and probably the Pirates' top pitching prospect. But anyway, diving stop there by the second baseman, Alan Hansen, another one of the top Pirates prospects. His throw cannot be dug out by Elias Diaz, the catching prospect for the Pirates, who's been moved to first base apparently. As you can see, that one goes in and out of his glove. That's probably got to be an error on Diaz. I think he's got to scoop that one, especially if he gets his glove on it like that. So either way, Fernandez reaches safely. Michael Franco up now. Fernandez on the move on the 3-2 count. That cutter just misses on the inner half. Looks like it could have gone either way. Franco takes, though, and earns a walk. So it's going to be 2 men on now with 1 man out for the next batter, Peter O'Brien. The 0-1 count, and O'Brien's going to take that one the other way into right field for a base hit. Runner will hold at third, but that's going to load the bases now for the Phillies in the first inning, trying to respond after the Pirates jumped out to a 2-0 lead in their half of the first. So Darren Ruff up now. He's behind in the count, 0-2, and he's going to go down swinging on the slider. Glasnow's second strikeout of the day already. It would not be his last, I can promise you that. Cody Ashe up now. First pitch of his AB, and he takes it down the left field line for a base hit. 1 run's going to score, and it's bobbled out there by the left fielder. That's not Starling Marte. He is getting the day off today, but that is bobbled nonetheless, so everyone is going to advance an extra base. 2 runs come home and score, and this game is tied at 2 apiece. So Jurickson Profar is the next batter, 1-1 count. He's going to ground this one to the shortstop, Jordy Mercer, who bobbles it, and everyone's going to be safe. A run comes home and scores, and that is the 3rd error in the inning for the Pirates. Unbelievable. Glasnow is getting no help from his defense. The JP Crawford gets jammed there, fists that one the other way, but that time the left fielder will make the catch, so that will be the 3rd out of the inning. That is Jose Tabata out there playing left field today. So anyway, we are into the bottom of the second out, 0-2 count to Odubel Herrera. Remember, he struck out in his first AB. He's going to strike out once again here. Try to hold up his swing, but it looks like that was a called 3rd strike anyway on the slider on the inner half. So Glasnow's got another strikeout. Take a look at the replay. Great action on this pitch, and it looks like Herrera does go around. So that would be the second out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, but we're going to skip ahead now to the top of the, or bottom of the second, excuse me. We're going to skip ahead to the top of the 3rd. The pitcher, Tyler Glasnow up. He's going to go down on the 4-seam fastball from Matt Harrison, getting the start today. So I remember I picked up Matt Harrison in the Texas trade over the summer. He was actually picked up from the Rangers in real life by the Phillies in the Cole Hamels trade, but he's going to give up another home run here. This time it's Gregory Polanco, who struck out in his first AB, comes back and hits a solo shot opposite field in his second AB. So home runs continuing to be a bit of an issue for Matt Harrison, his second given up of the game. But overall, he's pitched relatively okay for us. I think I'm probably going to try and move his contract in the offseason, but he comes back and gets Josh Harrison looking for the 3rd out of the inning, and that would move us into the bottom of the 3rd now. Darren Ruff up with the man on first, 2-2 count. He's going to go down again, his second strikeout of the game. Glasnow now starting to find a groove here after that rough first inning that really wasn't even his fault, but still, Cody Ashe up now. It's an 0-1 count. Runner still on first. He's going to ground this one to the second baseman. Hansen flips to Mercer for 1, on to Diaz at first in time for the 4-6-3 double play, and Glasnow is through the 3rd. So we're skipping ahead now to the top of the 4th. Matt Harrison has Jordy Mercer behind in the count, 0-2. He's going to go down. Beautiful changeup right there. Pinpoint accuracy. Slow that one down, and Harrison does have pretty good differential, velocity differential between his changeup and his fastball. That's really what I was working off of today. and did it pretty effectively, if I would say so myself. But now 2-2 count to Jurickson Profar. He's going to go down looking a beautiful sweeping curveball there. Another example of some pinpoint accuracy, this time from Glasnow. Now it's Matt Harrison up, first pitch of his AB. He's going to get hit on the leg right there. So Glasnow, first pitch going with a fastball inside. Not sure if that maybe just ran away from him or if that might have been intentional. I mean, you know, when a pitcher gets hit on the first pitch of the AB, sometimes something's there, but yeah, you never really know. Odubel Herrera up next. He's going to ground this one, and it's another error for the Pirates. Alan Hansen, second of the night, the fourth of the night for the Pirates. So now 2 men on, 2 men out for Jose Miguel Fernandez. 0-2 count. He's going to go down swinging, try to hold up there, but that's a strike 3 in the dirt, throwing to first in time. So we are through 4 innings now into the top of the 5th. Gregory Polanco up. He's had a strikeout and a home run so far. He's going to have another strikeout, this time on the slider. First time he went down on the fastball. This time it is the breaking ball. So into the bottom of the 5th. 2-2 count now to Peter O'Brien, and he's going to strike out now. So he had a pair of hits in his first 2 ABs of the night, but he goes down here on the 3rd one. So now we're into the top of the 6th, and things getting a little bit heated here. Harrison, first pitch to Andrew McCutchen with 1 out, beans him in the back with a fastball right there. And that might have been retaliation for Harrison getting hit earlier in the game. McCutchen, not a man who likes to get hit. Remember, he got injured when he got a fastball in the back from Randall Delgado last season in early August. And McCutchen now gets hit again, but he's going to try and make him pay here. Josh Harrison up. He's going to bloop one into left field. That's going to get down. McCutchen going for 3rd here, and he's in there safely. So McCutchen doing what he can do to try and retaliate in his own sense against Matt Harrison for hitting him. And then Deanna Navarro is going to rip one to center field. Herrera makes the catch, but that is plenty deep enough for McCutchen to tag up. He scores and gives the Pirates the lead. So the Pirates now take a 4-3 lead on the sacrifice fly from their starting catcher tonight, Deanna Navarro. Now it is Alan Hansen up here, I believe, and he's going to pop this one up just past the third base bag there into shallow left field. Franco is there. He will make the play for the 3rd out of the inning. And Harrison's day would be done after 6. He gives up 4 earned runs. Thought he actually pitched pretty well, but oh well. Cody Ashley ends up striking out there. That is another strikeout for Glasnow. That would be his 8th and final strikeout of his performance. His day would be done after 6. Actually, Harrison would trap back out for the 7th, I forgot. Ends up coming back out for the 7th. His pitch count still in pretty good shape, and he ends up hitting Elias Diaz there. Now that one was a curveball. It was a first pitch curveball. Looks like it probably got away from Harrison. It's usually not intentional when you're hitting guys with breaking pitches. So no warnings, no ejections so far from this game. Starling Marte up now. He was pinch hitting. He's going to ground into the 5-4-3 double play to retire the side. So or not retire the side, retire the first 2 men of the inning. Marte had pinch hit for Glasnow, so Manny Parra is going to come on now for the bottom of the 7th inning, try and hold the lead here for the Pirates. Jose Miguel Fernandez up. He's going to ground this one to the second baseman. This time Hansen fields it cleanly, throw to first in time for the 3rd out of the inning. We are through 7 here. Pirates just 6 outs from their 88th victory of the season. We're going to bring on Seth Rawson, or I believe his name in the game is pronounced Rosine, so I'm just going to pronounce it Rosine, even though I thought it was Rosin at first. But anyway, Josh Harrison strikes out on the high heater, and Rosine's not rated very highly, but I really like his stuff. He's got much like Harrison, he's got good, differential in velocity between his fastball and his changeup, and it's really effective as a 2-pitch mix out of the bullpen. But Jordy Mercer bloops this one down the right field line. McCutchen, who was on first, was running on the pitch. It's bobbled by Ruff and right. Here comes McCutchen all the way from first, and he scores no problem. So that's McCutchen's 3rd run of the game, and he's really making the Phillies pay for hitting him earlier. But now this man strikes out. That is Alan Hansen. He ends up striking out swinging. So Rosine actually strikes out the side. Tony Watson coming on now for the 8th inning to try and get 3 more outs here for the Pirates. He's already let a man on first, but Peter O'Brien is up, and O'Brien's going to strike out for the 2nd time today on the changeup, down and in. So that is going to be 1 away now for Darren Ruff. First pitch of the AB to Ruff, and he's going to ground this one to the shortstop. That's Ian Desmond, who got double switched into the game. He is going to come on and turn the 6-4-3 double play. So now Desmond up at the plate to face Rosine. 1-1 count, and Desmond to deep left field. High, deep, and gone. So like I said, Desmond didn't get the start today, but he got double switched in for Mercer. I think he came in when either Tony Watson or Manny Parra came in. But, yeah, it must have been Tony Watson, actually, now that I think about it. So, yeah, Desmond comes on, turns a double play, and then hits a solo bomb. Gives them or extends their lead now. It is 6-3. So, Mark Melanson on to try and close this one out for the Pirates. We bring up a pinch hitter, Andres Blanco, hitting for the pitcher spot here in the ninth. 2 down. He's going to line one to center field. McCutchen over on the run, and he will make the play right up on the warning track, just against the wall there. And that will do it. The Pirates take home the victory. And hey, look at that. Jung Ho Kang didn't get traded. Cool. Alright, so that is going to do it. Pirates win by a final score of 6-3. Melanson gets the save. Tyler Glasnow, I believe, got the no decision. I think the win is going to end up going to Manny Parra there. It might go to Glasnow, I'm not even sure. But anyway, that is going to do it. So I hope you guys did enjoy. The offseason will be out next. Hope you guys are excited for that. Year 3, I'm really thinking we can try and make a push for a playoff spot, so get excited. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you did enjoy, and I'm out. Peace.